Hello, this is Baron Glass, host of the Smoking Glass Hour with Baron Glass on the all-new #1 global radio station, WMAD. Before I do my live broadcasting, I always dine in at the all-new Main Street Seafood Restaurant located in downtown Columbia, Louisiana, owned and operated by Miss Brett. Check them out. I did.
It's time to take back control of our society. Today's world requires an open and honest discussion about the current events. On the Smoking Glass Hour with Baron Glass, our goal is to engage people from different walks of life into a healthy discussion, creating a positive outcome. When it comes to global events, tune in to the Smoking Glass Hour with Baron Glass on Monday nights at 7:30. We don't just listen to the news, we bring you the news.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the Smoking Glass Hour with Baron Glass on WMAD 24-hour global radio. Today, once again, we're going to talk local politics, which we talk local politics every Thursday night at 8 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time at www.thesmokingglasshour.com, or you can catch us on Spreaker, SPREAKER.com, and search for the Smoking Glass Hour. I believe that local politics is more important than any other level of politics it is out there. And today, once again, I have this same question. Are you tired of the same old lies by the same old media outlets? Again, do you live in a geographical area where there's no political discussion worthwhile listening to? I am here to inform you that the Smoking Glass Hour with Baron Glass is on the move in 2015, providing a progressive conversation with a diverse group of people who are trying to make a difference. Join the conversation and please tell your friends, family, and colleagues about the Smoking Glass Hour talking about local and state politics. You can download the app or listen live on your computer, your smartphone, or your tablet at www.thesmokingglasshour.com. All you have to do is click on the link and you can become part of the progressive movement. Today, we're going to talk once again about local politics. But before we get off into local politics, we're going to just do a couple of announcements. I got a couple of friends out there. I don't know if any of you remember Larry Graham. He used to be Larry Graham, Sly and the Family Stones. I'm not sure if some of the millennials or those who grew up in the mid to early 80s up into the 90s, if they remember Too Short, the rapper Too Short, who was one of the first rappers to sell, close to, if not the first, but one of the first to sell a platinum rap record. Sean Gales, who is the drummer for Too Short, along with his dad, Howard Gales, who played for Larry Graham and some of the best artists that are out there. They're going to be having a 4th of July celebration. And it's going to be the greatest all-time R&B blues tribute celebrating the late B.B. King. And they will be having special guest performances by several groups. The time and the date has not been yet announced. But if you tune in and listen to the Smoking Glass Hour with Baron Glass or at WMAD 24-hour global radio on TuneIn, we'll keep you abreast of what's going on. And they're going to be running a commercial with us as well. And we're going to be using that commercial for promotional purposes. So, again, we ask that you join in. Also, another announcement locally. I just got this information this morning. There's going to be a recreational millage renewal for the Caldwell Parish recreational tax. And your vote is very needed on this because it funds all the T-ball activities in the parish. It funds the Dixie Youth baseball field. And it also funds Brownville Park, which the school board did enter into a cooperative endeavor agreement with the Caldwell Parish Police Jury, specifically for them to be able to spend funds, the upkeep, and give it some, new look, or give it a new look rather, for those who are out there in the Brownville area. Now, look for the proposition, the tax continuation, which it will state, for the purpose of acquiring, constructing, improving, operating, and or maintaining public recreational facilities in and for Caldwell Parish. Again, I want to make sure that you understand there's going to be a vote for recreational millage renewal that funds the T-ball, the Dixie Youth, and the Brownville baseball park, or the Brownville ballpark. And the proposition or the tax continuation, which states for the purpose of acquiring, constructing, improving, operating, and or maintaining public recreational facilities in and for Caldwell Parish. Now, if you look at the exact amount, and I forget what it is because it was given to me today, but it's relatively a small amount. I think it's less than maybe 1 cent, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me on that. But to make a long story short, it is less than 1%. And I believe it's going to end up being, very, very beneficial for those of us, here, in Caldwell Parish, specifically because, it's going to do a lot for us. And it's going to fund a lot of activities, for the kids, so forth and so on. So when you look at, what's going on, you might want to make common sense and look at this and, go out and support us. That's one of the announcements that we have here locally for Caldwell Parish. Also, again, been confirmed by, also, let me make sure, if you need information, you may contact Miss Crystal Grafton at the Caldwell Parish Recreation Center. I believe you can reach her there at 649-2326. I do have her email address. If you want to send me a message on the chat line, you can while we're broadcasting live, and I'll give you that information because I'm not sure if Crystal wants that information to be public. And at some point in time, if she does, when we're doing these announcements locally, I'll make sure that you get that information. But you can get in contact with her at 649-2326. Again, Miss Crystal Grafton. And that's going to be for a vote for recreation millage renewal. Also, we have, the local sheriff races, and I'll run that down one more time. Clay Bennett, Mitch Breton, Hank Balls, Courtney Dunn, and I believe a couple other individuals, also with Mr. David Crane. If we look at the clerk of court office, we have Mr. David May, Miss Dina Domain, Miss Lauren Young, Miss Cherie Cox, and Mr. Greg Richardson. If you don't mind, I believe that there is an event going on right now at the Caldwell Parish Recreation Center that they're having a crawfish contest, if I'm not mistaken. So you may want to go out and check that out. It's live. I'm also sure that they are trying to make sure that they can, get out the information, let people come in and enjoy themselves. There's going to be a live band that's there playing. If I'm not mistaken, I'm hoping that the weather didn't disrupt it. I think it started about 4 o'clock, and I believe it'll go to maybe 6, 7, 8 o'clock, one of those time periods. So if you can, if you're out there listening to the Smoking Glass Hour, please go out and tell them that you heard this broadcast and talk to Mitch Bratton. I believe he's cooking over there. I don't know who all is cooking there, but I know Mitch is because I talked to him earlier this afternoon. So again, go over there and have some fun and listen to some live music and help promote some of the things that are going on in Caldwell Parish. Also, I want to make sure that also another announcement, one of our very own homegrown kids, they actually stayed in Monticello, Arkansas, and she was able to receive a letter from the president of the United States for some awards that she's received for excellence in her activities at school, her grades, and so forth and so on. And that's Miss Lulu Castles is what they call her. She's my little niece. So if you see Lulu with her grandmother, Miss Lorraine, or Uncle Heath, or her mom, Misty Castles, please let them know that you heard this on the Smoking Glass Hour with Baron Glass. And oftentimes when we hear something about young kids, it's always negative. So again, Miss Lulu Castles, she received a letter from the President of the United States, President Barack Obama, for some awards for her outstanding achievements in academics at her school in Monticello, Arkansas. Again, we want to make sure that everybody is out there. Mitch Bratton just texted me. The live band is a Wayne Nelson band that's out there. So, again, I'm giving information as is being sent to me. So if I get something wrong, please let me know. Again, you can text me live on the chat line as we broadcast live on the Smoking Glass Hour with Baron Glass. It's about 10 minutes after 6:10 p.m. Central Standard Time. I've also been alerted that you may not be able to hear the live broadcast at www.thesmokingglasshour.com right now. But if you give us about an hour or so, we will have that up live on the player. You can go back and listen to the show in its entirety. We want to make sure that everybody that's out there have an opportunity to get involved in the local politics, the local announcement. We're going to try to bring this community together. We're going to try to create some harmony. We're going to try to create some unity. We're going to try to get rid of the division that's here. Make no mistake about it. There is some division that's there, but we're going to try to make sure that we do our part. Please stand by us. Now, I'm willing to bet that you don't know, or some of you do not know who your state representatives are, or you don't know who your state senator is. You don't know who your local board member is, school board member. You don't know who your local police juror is. You don't know who your local town council member is. I would imagine that you should know who your sheriff is. You should know who your judge is. You should know who your president is. And that's about as far as it goes with a lot of people. Why is local politics important? Very few people can name those individuals. While it is just as important on the federal election, the state election and the local election is just as important. Hardly anyone has read the state constitution of Louisiana. While it is just as important as the federal constitution of these United States of America. But everyone, again, as I said, I'm sure can name the President of the United States. And I'd be willing to bet you that a good number of people know prominent federal politicians, such as their United States congressman or their United States senator. However, we know that people tend to have much less interest in politics at the state and local level. Now, the reason why you know a lot of these information on the federal level is because you have the opportunity to see them on television, your local news, C-SPAN, MSNBC, Fox News, so forth and so on. So you have the opportunity to see those individuals there. And what we're trying to do is make sure that you can identify with those on the local election or the local level. Another great thing about local politicians is that people can call them, you can meet and ask your personal favorite thing about it. You can even sit down and drink a drink with them. You can catch them at our local baseball games. You can catch them at our local basketball games. More importantly, you can catch them at our local football games because everybody seems to pack the stands at Caldwell Parish High School Spartans football. So we want to make sure that you can identify with everybody who is running or is already elected in Caldwell Parish. We want to make sure that that is the case. Okay, we also want to make sure that you can identify with those who are out there that are also running. If you're really cool, you can have an opening that might even hook you up with a job. And that opening is knowing one of those individuals on a personal level. And what we're trying to do is bring the election from the voting booth and bring it right into your home. If you can't get around, if you don't go out much, if you have a computer or a smartphone, you will be able to listen to the Smoking Glass Hour with Baron Glass, because we're trying to bring that information directly to your home. Now, I'm not saying that federal and international politics, they aren't interesting or important. That's not what I'm saying. Some of us are guilty, as the next guy, of laughing at Speaker of the House John Boehner when he cries, or cringing at Nancy Pelosi's mask of face, trying to count how many chins Hugo Chavez has, and it's usually just 2, but I think at some point in time I spotted 3. National and international politics really are fascinating creatures. But local lawmakers are just as interesting, and that's where I'm trying to go. Local and state politics and politicians are just as interesting. The only reason we don't follow them as closely is because they aren't put under a microscope by the media and political pundits. Now, we do have political pundits, but they are local, and they may use their punditry on social media, Facebook, Twitter, whatever the case may be. But we do have local pundits. Everyone has some sort of political view, and our views are framed by what we see in the news. For some reason, we debate these issues over which we have very little influence and ignore ones we can personally change. Unfortunately, there is very little once a person is elected, and there's very little one person can do regarding foreign policy, national economics, and major social issues. However, anyone can attend a town council meeting and voice their concerns. Anyone can attend a police juror meeting and announce their concerns. Anyone can attend a local school board meeting and announce and or voice their concerns. So instead of just talking about broad issues and controversial politicians who are most likely beyond your reach, act locally. Again, act locally. And that's what the Smoking Glass Hour's goal is, to get you engaged so you can act locally. Instead of saying cliches or cliche lines, okay, at a useless protest, attend a town hall meeting. Again, attend a town hall meeting instead of getting involved. Now, I am a fan of protests as long as they are peaceful, because social justice has to be challenged at some point in time, and I am one who challenges social justice. Okay? Unless you're watching C-SPAN, ease off on the political shows and meet some real politician instead. Now, if you want to reach or meet a real politician, you have Clay Bennett, who is running. You have Mitch Bratton, who is running. You have Hank Balls, who is running. You have Courtney Dunn, who is running. You have David Crane, who is running. And those are the ones who have announced to me. Now, Mr. Tony Childers at one time did announce to me, and that came directly from him to me, so I'll include him in there. Also, you have the clerk of court race. You have Mr. David May, who is running. You have Miss Dina Domain, who is running. You even have Miss Lauren Young, who is running. You have Miss Cherie Cox, who is running. You also have Mr. Greg Richardson, who is running. And I might add, you also have the broadcaster right now, yours truly, who has been elected for 20 plus years in local politics, and I love it. Now, I know politics isn't for everyone. I'd be crazy or foolish to think that. Sometimes politics is frustrating. It can even be boring, and it can even be, more importantly, superficial. Okay, it's always superficial. But as the corny line goes, you may not be interested in politics, but guess what? Politics is interested in you. Everyone these days in 2015, they seem to pay at least some attention to national politics on the national scene, but not nearly as many people express an interest in local politics. However, make sure you listen. Local politics is just as important and maybe even more so to each person's life. Why? Because you can make, or you can have an effect, or you can make a difference in local politics. And maybe even more so to each person's life. Your local government policies and your local government leaders will shape how you live your daily life. For instance, when you look at the school board, they make decisions as to what happens to your child at school. They make decisions as to curriculum. They make a decision as to the dress code, anything involving school. The school board does it. When you look at the police jurors, they decide, they are the governing body for the parish. They decide on everything that goes on along with the town council and some of those other individuals, agencies that are out there. If you look at Grayson Town Council, you look at Town of Columbia, you look at Clark's, the Village of Clark's, Town Council, I believe is what they have. Even if they don't have that, they have a governing body that you need to get involved in. Okay, there are many ways you can get involved in politics on the local level. What you choose to do will obviously be based on your desires, your abilities, and your priorities. At some point during this broadcast, I'm going to try to offer some suggestions that should get you going down the right path. But before I do that, I'm going to play a little small perception. It's about 3 minutes, a small act of kindness, random acts of kindness. You've been listening to the Smoking Glass Hour with Baron Glass on WMAD 24-hour global radio. Stay tuned. In about 3 minutes and 19 seconds, I will be right back.
Little Timmy took a bag of potato chips and a 6-pack of Coke to a park close to his home for a picnic. An elderly man was sitting on a park bench, staring at some pigeons. Timmy sat across from him on another bench. The young boy offered one of his Cokes to the older gentleman. The gift was surprising but very much appreciated. Timmy offered his new acquaintance some potato chips too. Once again, the older fellow expressed thanks. Timmy was delighted. After a few minutes had passed, he decided it was time to return home. He took a few steps away from the bench, then returned and gave the man a hug. The guy gave the boy a warm smile. When Timmy went home, he was very excited to pass along this news to his mom. "I had lunch with God. He has the nicest smile I've ever seen." The old man also returned to his home. He told his son, "I ate potato chips in the park with God today. You know, he's much younger than I expected." This parable illustrates that small acts of kindness can make a huge difference for both young and old. The book of Ruth shows the power of kindness too. Now an observation and a little inspiration from Ruth. The story of Ruth took place sometime during the rule of the judges. Those were dark days for Israel, when everyone did as he saw fit. But during those dark days and evil times, many remained faithful to God. Naomi and Ruth portrayed beautiful examples of loyalty, friendship, and commitment to each other and to God. One relationship of this caliber can buoy us through the fiercest storms. It was the Beatles who sang, "Will you still need me? Will you still feed me when I'm 64? Oh, the agony of being 64, or any age for that matter, and having no one to care for you or need you. Happy are those who have one companion, one relationship that is not based on looks or performance. Every person is in dire need of at least one faithful friend, or a mate who will look him in the eye and say, "I will never leave you. You may grow old and gray, but I'll never leave you. Your face may wrinkle and your body may ruin, but I'll never leave you. The years may be cruel and the times may be hard, but I'll be here. I will never leave you." Think for a minute about the people in your world. What do they think of your commitment to them? How would they rate your faithfulness? Does your loyalty ever waver? With whom are you a friend forever? Pray for that person today. You are listening to Perceptions on WMAD 24-Hour Global Radio.
We are back broadcasting live with the Smoking Glass Hour with Baron Glass on WMAD 24-Hour Global Radio. Back and during the break, I want to send a strong shout out to one of my good colleagues and friend that's listening out there from Longview, Texas, Mr. Brandon Johnson, who is the president of the NAACP. They are always looking for people to jump in and become a member and stuff like that. Brandon is a young guy. He's on the move in 2015 as well. He is a frequent listener of the Smoking Glass Hour with Baron Glass on latest night on Monday nights. So I want to make sure that I always acknowledge those who are out there. There are some others out there listening from the state of Arkansas. I believe we may have Mr. Sean Gales out of Little Rock, Arkansas, who is one of the guys, one of the band members of the rap group Too Short, and they will be at broadcasting live or doing a live show the 4th of July, performing live. Howard and Sean Gales, the father and son. If you look up Sean's bio, the guy was even fantastic as a young child. It's going to be the greatest all-time R&B blues tribute celebrating the late B.B. King, and they will be having some special guest performances by individuals. And as they get that information ready, I will get that information broadcast live on the Smoking Glass Hour. Before we went to break, I said that there are many ways that you, the listener, can get involved in politics at the local level. What you choose to do will obviously be based on your desires, your abilities, and your priorities. And I believe Mr. Brandon Johnson would agree with that statement. But before we go any further, I'm going to offer some suggestions that should get you going right down the road to get on the right path. The first and the most simplest thing that you can do, if you're not already registered to vote, is get out and register to vote. The very day you turn eligible to go and vote, when you get up out of your bed and you stomp your feet on the devil after you say those prayers, go out and get registered to vote. It's the one thing that forefathers fought for you to have the right to go out and vote. The simplest and the easiest way to let your voice be heard is to vote in an upcoming election, and there will be an upcoming election in another several months. To be quite honest, the election will be October the 24th. Now, early voting will be October the 10th and 11th through the 17th. So that is a prerequisite for you to get involved and get started earlier. There is no better way for you to make sure your opinion is heard, and it is your right to help pick the people leading your city or your town. Many times people will vote in the presidential elections and then not even vote in the local election. What a shame. Make sure you vote during an election you can to have the maximum impact. Local elections, pay attention, local elections sometimes take place on off years, so make sure you know when that will be happening. Again, the simplest and the easiest way to let your voice be heard is to vote in an upcoming election. Now, another way that you can get involved is you can donate. That might be donating time, That might be donating money. That might be doing a whole lot. Okay. I got Mr. Brandon that's out there, and I appreciate the chat message you just sent me. And again, you've always supported me, and I always try to support you. And again, whatever you got going on out there with NAACP and Longview, Texas, make sure that you let the Smoking Glass Hour with Baron Glass, and we're going to be bringing Brandon back on live. His schedule is so busy, and we're just not able to catch up with it, but he does tune in when he has the opportunity to. Now, let's get back to donating. If you would like to help a candidate win an election, consider donating to their campaign, because money is not everything. It's the only thing. Citizen United, the Supreme Court of the land, said that corporations are individual peoples, basically, and those corporations can donate money to candidates. Okay, now, the flip side of that is to, rather than buy an election, which is not fair, because when you buy an election, sometimes you have a tendency to buy the most crooked individual out there, and it ends up being the people don't have a voice or an arm to the candidate. The corporation does. Let's look at the Koch brothers. Let's look at what's going on with what they say with, presidential candidate Hillary Clinton. So we don't want to go that route, and I'm not going to even go into that. Candidates need very much help. Candidates also need every bit of help they could possibly get financially, as political campaigns, as I said, are often very expensive to run successfully. Now, you can get out there and run a penny ante campaign if you want, but I wouldn't enter a race if I couldn't give it 100%. Your gift, bear in mind, large or small, would be very much appreciated and might help win the candidate an office. Okay, most of the cash will likely go towards helping publicize the candidate in some manner, like through signs, radio spots such as the Smoking Glass Hour with Baron Glass on WMAD, or maybe television advertising. In today's world, they may also use online marketing. Online marketing, we have almost a specialist that's working for the Smoking Glass Hour at a very nominal fee that can set you up a Facebook fan page. It can be where information goes directly there. And again, the Smoking Glass Hour on WMAD, Thursday night's broadcast, reading every candidate who submitted me a bio. We read that information off verbatim, okay? And that was free advertisement. You don't get that. Most of the time, it's very rare to get free advertising unless you have someone who has got a large amount of money and they make an in-kind contribution or whatever the case may be. Most of the time, you're going to be paying out of your pocket. So I've told you two things. You can get out and register to vote. You can get out and vote yourself. And you can get out and take other people to register to vote. Now, if there's anybody that's out there listening who would like to send in suggestions, you can, again, send me messages via chat, and I will read them live. If you want me to read your name, I will. Otherwise, I'll just read your comment. And I love engaging our audience that's out there. And remember, if you are running a campaign, be not dismayed that the Smoking Glass Hour does have a lot of listeners locally, statewide, on the federal side, statewide, United statewide, and we have them globally. And I can go down the list of naming those places, but it's not necessary. The point is, we have listeners, and those listeners can hear something here that might help your campaign. Again, we're giving out information to mobilize and energize other people to go out in their community. And guess what? If you think about the acronym WMAD, that stands for We Make a Difference. And these candidates can listen and go out and make a difference. Also want to send a shout out to Mr. Aaron Hobson, who is out there listening from Dallas, Texas. We know that there's a lot of flooding going on out in that area, so we want to make sure that we send our prayers out. We got some listeners out there, a friend of mine's out there in the Houston, Texas area. So anybody that's experiencing a lot of bad weather, you have our prayers, because I personally know how flooding can be. We went through a flood in 1973, 1981, 83, 1991, and the 91 flood, it ultimately moved us from where we were to where we currently live now. So I know the devastation that comes with it. Now, let's look at another attribute that a person can do. You can get out and volunteer for a campaign. Campaigns are always asking for volunteer help. What you can do is you can contact the campaign offices to uncover how you could possibly get involved. And remember, if you don't have a job, you can get out and volunteer. And if your candidate gets elected, guess what? They might be able to help you get a job. Now, I'm not talking about no quid pro quo. I'm talking about favor owed is a favor in return when the opportunity permits itself. Okay, you can, some of you, you can kind of become very common volunteer, and you can take a very common volunteer role. And some of those roles are as follows. Now, again, it's real simple. You don't have to donate, a lot of money. If you look at the presidential election in 2008 and 2012, those little $1 and $10 and $20 contribution, they helped the current president reach a landmark that was almost unprecedented. I think they got up into the $1 billion arena with regards to donation. Now, if you're volunteering or you want to volunteer for a campaign, here's an administrative role. These are generally where the most help is needed. While they may somewhat mindlessly be uninteresting, they also call for no specific skills. So you don't have to have a college degree. You don't have to you don't have to have graduated from high school. All you have to do is basically exercise some common sense. So you can do them regardless of your background, as I just stated. This is stuffing envelopes. Anybody can do that. Okay. You can answer balloons. Okay. You can set up signs. Or there are other type of administrative tasks that the campaign might need. Okay. How about, let's look at organization. If you have experience with leadership and previous campaigns, you may be good at assisting and organizing the political campaign at some level. Now, this includes things like finance and marketing. Communicators, who everybody's got a mouth. Everybody can talk. Oftentimes, campaign will have groups of people that just go around and consult people about their particular candidate or encourage individuals, okay, to do certain things. So we want to make sure that, you have some type of identification with regards to what's going on. Now, consider being one of these people. Now, again, you can look at registering to vote. You can look at voting. You can look at taking other individuals to vote. You can look at donating, not just donating money. You can donate your time. If you don't work, if you're retired, you can volunteer for a campaign, and there are administrative duties, there are organizational duties, and so forth and so. Now, I got here's another comment that was just messaged to me, because I like to try to engage as many people as I can. The general comment is, I love being able to listen while out on the road, and I want to thank that listener that's out there listening to the Smoking Glass Hour with Baron Glass, broadcasting live on WMAD 24-hour global radio. Now, the other night, I played a song by Alabama, Feel So Right. And I have been listening to this song for a good time now, within the last year, I'll say. And I really like it. So I had some requests from some people the other night to play it again. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take a short pause for about 3 minutes and 37 seconds. I'm going to play some Alabama, Feel So Right. You're listening to the Smoking Glass Hour with Baron Glass on WMAD 24-hour global radio. You're looking at about 6:38 p.m. Central Standard Time. Stay tuned. I'll be right back.
Whisper to me softly, breathe words upon my skin. No one's near and listening, So please don't say goodbye. Just hold me close and love me. Press your lips to mine. Feels so right. Feels so right. Lying here beside you, I hear the echoes of your sighs. Promise me you'll stay with me and keep me warm tonight. So hold me close and love me. Give my heart a smile. High. You're loving me so easy. Your wish is my command. Just hold me close and love me. Tell me it won't end. Feels so right. Feels so right. Feels so right. Oh, you feel so right, baby.
We are back broadcasting live. You listen to the Smoking Glass Hour with Baron Glass on WMAD 24-hour global radio. I just got a text in from one of my good friends, again, the president of the NAACP, Mr. Brandon Johnson, said that you can, candidates of that choice of signature line, personal email is an easy way to support. I believe he also indicated that phone banking is good as well. I have some other options that I'm going to be giving as well. I'm trying to make sure that I'm getting this information out. He also says holding small parties in the home also can be a way to support the candidate with little food and liabilities involved. In other words, there's not a whole lot of money that's going to be involved dealing with doing something like this. Also, I want to send a shout out to I believe St. Martinville, Louisiana, South Louisiana is tuned in right now, listening in. Miss Nina LaSalle, she is the person who's responsible for doing the majority of some of the Make a Difference photos that you see out there. Again, Mr. Aaron Hopkins is always tuned in. I see Mr. Brandon Smith is out there. I see Linda Washington is out there. I see Laura Walker is out there. Caldwell Parish is representing. I see Miss Barbara Wooten is out there representing. I see Mr. David Chavez is out there representing. Miss Linda Harrell, Miss Phyllis White. There are numerous people that are out there listening. Okay, you can ask others to vote. Okay, we've all received a knock on the door or a phone call for someone requesting us to vote for this candidate or that candidate. Okay, why not make those calls and visit yourself? It is a powerful way to get more and more people out to the polls, which is really among the best ways you can help contribute to the actual political system. Now, the greater numbers of people that vote, the better the system works, and the more honest and fair the final results are. Now, you can also become a poll watcher. You can get off into canvassing. You can get off into doing a lot of things, okay, that's involving politics. And again, we're going to run back down before the broadcast ends. Now, the last and final thing that you can do, rather than complain about what Sammy Sosa is not doing, rather than complain about Lucy Lunchmeat, what she's doing and what she's not doing, rather than complain about what the local individual is doing or what is not doing, rather than complain about this, that, thus, and so, you can actually run for office yourself. Now, of course, the ultimate way to get involved in local politics, obviously, is to run for office. Now, this isn't a decision you must take on lightly. Matter of fact, you don't want to take it on lightly. But it may just be for you. But you have to search your heart. You have to search your soul. You have to talk to your family members, so forth and so on. If you like politics, and we know all people don't like politics and don't mind a lot of negatives that comes along with the political scene, like a uniquely public life as well as instability of work, you may just want to get started building a political career, and the best way to do that is do it on the local level. You can read guides that are out there on how to become a politician to see how to get started down that journey. Now, to me, there is a distinct difference between a politician and a public servant. And at some point in time, I'll explain to you why that exists for me, because there are two different entities, in my opinion. We also must tell you that there are many other ways that you can begin to get involved in local politics. But the ones that we've mentioned, we feel like they should serve as a good starting point. And that's what we're trying to do. See, oftentimes, I was telling a candidate the other day, oftentimes when we're running for office, we try to give a voter a steak rather than give them baby food, because they don't understand all the specifics, all the hard acronyms, all of the tough talk that comes with public service. So you must understand yourself as a candidate, the people that you're talking to. You cannot go to somebody who has a high school dropout and no education and talk to them about a system that they've never heard of before. You can't go and talk to somebody who has no job and talk to them about going and fill out an application on the internet, because it just doesn't register them. Now, what you can do, you can always get down on somebody else's level. If you're at number 10, you can always drop down to number 1. But it's hard for number 1 to get to number 10. Why? Because if they could get to number 10, most of the time they will be there. It is really, really true that you should explore some political ideas for a great political system. It's really true, regardless as to whether you care about political issues or not. Locally, they will affect your life, and they will affect it tremendously. If you don't believe it, ask your kids who go to school who don't like the uniform policy. Ask somebody who's in a neighborhood who can't get a ditch cleaned out. Ask somebody in the neighborhood who can't get a culvert cleaned out. In other words, everything that goes on in your community is basically run by somebody, whether it's local government, state government, or federal government. If you look at the roles that are in your community, some are state and some are federal, some are local. Be that as it may, you got 3 different levels. You have the local level, you have the state level, and you have the federal level. I understand myself that some people never want to run for office Some people may never want to volunteer to make phone calls. And as for me, I certainly don't blame them. But if you don't get involved, then you don't have the right to sit there and complain. We're looking at about 6:49 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm going to play an old school song that I know most people can relate to. It's by none other than Marvin Gaye, What's Going On.
Hey, what's up, man? Brother, what's up? This is a groovy party, man. Yeah, brother, I can dig it. Stop. Right on. Hey, man, what's your name?
Mother, mother, there's too many of you crying. Brother, 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 there's far too many of you dying. You know we've got to find a way to bring some loving here today. Yeah. Father, Father, we don't need to escalate. You see, war is not the answer, for only love can conquer hate. You know we've got to find a way to bring some loving here today. Oh, picket lines and picket signs don't punish me with brutality. Talk to me so you can see. Oh, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Yeah, what's going on? Oh, what's going on? Right on.
Hey, man, what's your name?
Right on. Right on. Right on.
Everything.
Everybody thinks we're at home. Oh, but who are they to judge us? Simply cause our hair is long. Oh, you know we've got to find a way. Bring some understanding here today. Picket lines and picket signs don't punish me with brutality. Come on, talk to me so you can see what's going on. Yeah, what's going on? Tell me what's going on. I'll tell you what's going on. Right on, right on. Right on.
We are back broadcasting live, the Smoking Glass Hour with Baron Glass on WMAD, 24-hour global radio. We're talking local politics. Just before the break, got a message, and I think somebody can probably coin this cliche or use it after my good friend has coined it. And it says, souls to the polls, get in the van and for the man. Okay, so somebody might want to coin that. That comes from a good friend over there in Longview, Texas, out there listening. Again, we're looking at about 6:58 p.m. Central Standard Time. Again, locally, we have the vote for recreation millage renewal. Look for proposition tax continuation, which it will state, for the purpose of acquiring and constructing, improving, operating, and maintaining public recreation facilities in Caldwell Parish. So you need to get out and you need to vote. Okay, we also offered some information as to what a person could do to get involved. You can get out and vote. You can register to vote. You can register people to vote. And you can take those people out there to vote. Okay, you can donate your time. You can donate other things to candidates. You can volunteer for a campaign, and there are many ways that you can volunteer on the administrative level or from the organizational level. Okay, you can also you can get involved by volunteering during the election. Okay, you can ask others to vote. You can actually and finally run for office. But more importantly, you can hold small parties. For those who have large homes, or you can have a barn party. We oftentimes on Sundays sit down by the barn, and I'm able to make contact with a lot of people. And a lot of people have told me that they do not want to be involved in negative campaigning from any candidate. So if you're out there listening under the sound of the Smoking Glass Hour, or you're listening and you have a preference in a candidate, you might want to let them know that people are talking that negative politics is turning them off. You can also add a candidate of your choice link to the signature line of your personal email. Now, that information, those two, was provided by my good friend out there in Longview, Texas, Mr. Brandon Johnson, who is the president of the NAACP. Now, in the state of Louisiana, we will be having the gubernatorial race. We will have the lieutenant governor's race, the secretary of state, the attorney general, the treasurer, the commissioner of agriculture and forestry, the commissioner of insurance. We will have the BESA District 5, which is the Board of Elementary and Secondary Education. We will have State Senator, 32nd Senatorial District, Senator Neil Rouser. We'll have State Representative, 20th Representative District. That election will be up for grabs. We'll also have our local sheriff race, which consists of Clay Bennett, Mitch Breton, Hank Balls, Courtney Dunn, David Crane, and I believe Mr. Tony Childers at least at some point, he told me. Also, we will have the clerk of courts race. That would be Mr. David May, Miss Dina Domain, Miss Lauren Young, Miss Cherie Cox, and Mr. Greg Richardson. We will also have the assessors race, the coroner's race, police juror in District 1, District 2, District 3, District 4, District 5, District 6, and District 7. So again, we have a lot of things that are going on. Again, I want to say that Dr. John Robinson did indicate to me that the librarian for Caldwell Parish Library is in the process of retiring. That position will become available. You may want to check with your local police juror or the library board. Dr. John Robinson is one of those individuals that's on there. For the 4th of July, performing live, Mr. Howard and Sean Gales, good friends of mine. Howard played with Larry Graham. Sean Gales is one of the baddest drummers that are out there behind Sheila E. He was he was the drummer for Too Short. His other cousin, Ramon Gooden, produced, played for Digital Underground. Those guys mixed and mingled with Tupac Shakur and others. The greatest all-time R&B blues tribute celebrating the late B.B. King. Again, if you want to know a little bit more about the recreational tax, you can contact Miss Crystal Grafton at the Caldwell Parish Recreation Center at 649-2326. Again, early voting will start October 10th and 11th through 17th. Election day is October 24th. You may want to check with your local clerks or court office to find out when you will be eligible to vote and things of that nature. out there, because it's a certain time. If you don't register to vote, you don't get a chance to vote. Again, it is very important to get involved on local elections. Again, I may do a re-air live of this show. The archives will be available, like I said, within the next hour or so on the player at www.thesmokingglasshour.com. You can reach us on Facebook, on Twitter, on Google+, on Pinterest, on LinkedIn, the blog, on Instagram, WordPress, and any other social media outlet that's out there. Again, we love for you to send us messages. Let us know. We're not going to get everything right. However, we're not going to get everything wrong. I have total control over what goes on here at the Smoking Glass Hour. We try to make sure that everything is on the up and up. If you're looking for great advertising packages at a small nominal fee, we can provide that. We have a 24-hour place where you can put your live video. When people go to the player, that will be the first thing they see, whether you're a candidate for sheriff, a candidate for clerk of court, for the governor's race, so forth and so on. Again, the Smoking Glass Hour is on the move in 2015. It's about 7:04 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm going to, before I close, I know these candidates are going to love this song. Why? Because it says, "Don't Forget About Me." It's by the boss, Keith Franks, the #1 Zydeco man that's out there. Again, it's about 2 minutes and 49 seconds, and I'll be back live to close this segment out. Again, you're listening to the Smoking Glass Hour with Baron Glass on WMAD 24-hour Global Radio.
Now we're gonna take you back, y'all. Yeah, Jim. Yeah, Jim. Yeah, George. Do it, George. Do it now. Yeah, you're right. Oh, darling, I'm so lonely without you. And I can't sleep at night, always thinking about you. Oh, darling, please let me come back home. 'Cause your love means so much to me, baby, and I just can't stay away too long. Yeah, toi.
It's time to take back control of our society. Today's world requires an open and honest discussion about the current events. On the Smoking Glass Hour with Baron Glass, our goal is to engage people from different walks of life into a healthy discussion, creating a positive outcome. When it comes to global events, tune in to the Smoking Glass Hour with Baron Glass on Monday nights at 7:30. We don't just listen to the news, we bring you the news.
We are back broadcasting live the Smoking Glass Hour with Baron Glass on WMAD 24-hour Global Radio. Again, we want to make sure that if you see Lorraine Legg that's out there on Facebook. Send a happy shout out to her granddaughter, Miss Lulu Castles. She received a letter from the President Barack Obama, congratulating her for excellence in academics. Again, if you have a child that's out there that's doing something positive in the community, reach out to us and we'll make sure that they are heard live. If you have an announcement that's out there, a church announcement, again, we're trying to make a difference. So a lot of this, it's not about money. It's about making a difference. It's about standing up and doing something positive. So again, we're not going to get rich off of doing this. We're not even trying to get rich off of doing it. However, we are trying to make a difference. So if you got a church advertising out there, your church has got something that's going on, your local governmental body's got something going on, and you want to alert the public, get it over to the Smoking Glass Hour. I believe you can catch us at the Smoking Glass Hour at gmail.com, if I'm not mistaken. You can also email us. Not only email us, you can text message us, or you can, like I said, check with us live in the host queue by sending us a chat message. And again, I love engaging people. I love asking questions, and I love asking the tough questions. But more importantly, I like to talk about things that other people are afraid to talk about. Things such as racism, things such as sexism, things such as homosexuality, things such as politics, things such as diversity. Again, there are a lot of things that you can do to get involved in the community by not just sitting at home. Get in the game and try to score a point. Go up to the batter's box and try to hit the ball. Get into the football game and try to score a touchdown, or get in a tennis match and try to win. My point is this: if you sit back and be idle, you have no reason to complain. If you get involved and you don't win according to your candidate, you at least have a right to get out there and make a complaint. Now, again, you have been listening to the Smoking Glass Hour with Baron Glass on WMAD 24-hour global radio. We're looking at about 10 minutes after 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. I like to play a little music in and out because I get requests for this. And we had, again, another request for Eye of the Tiger by Survivor. I will bring that up at your request. Again, we're talking about local politics in Caldwell Parish. Again, if there is something going on in your neighborhood, your county, outside of the state of Louisiana, your parish within the state of Louisiana, we will actually do a live broadcasting talking specifically about those issues of concern. Now, we prefer that you give us concrete information, not third-party information, not secondhand information, because we're trying to be fair and balanced, but not Fox News fair and balanced. We're trying to give you, the listener, information so you can make a valid and conscious decision when you go out and cast your vote for the candidate of your choice. Again, we're looking at about 11 minutes after 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm going to play Eye of the Tiger, and I'll come back and I'll close out this segment. So stay tuned. We are back broadcasting live at WMAD 24-hour global radio and the Smoking Glass Hour with Baron Glass. We failed to mention one of the other attributes to get involved is phone banking, and that is something that a lot of people can get involved. We know that most people have cell phones now. You can send conversational text messages to your friends. You got Facebook. You can send out, you can tag a post and put as many people as you want in there to vote. If you don't want to suggest a certain candidate, the best thing to do is just get them out there to vote. Again, it's really simple. We want to make sure, like I said, that everybody play a role in local politics. Again, we're not saying that state and national politics is not good because it is. And again, I want to make sure that everybody who knows a child who is doing something positive, if you want to feature those kids here at the Smoking Glass Hour, if you'll get us that information, and we would love for them to hear their name live. Again, Miss Lulu Castles received a standing ovation from the President Barack Obama, for her excellence in academics. She's hailing out of Monticello, Arkansas. I want to say congratulations to my little niece. I think she'd fight a bear for me, so I am as proud of her as a grandmother, and all of her parents are, and all of her siblings, as well as her entire family. Tell a neighbor, tell a friend. The Smoking Glass Hour is on the move in 2015. Before we go, I don't know if you guys, I have to play my favorite artist, which is Prince. And I believe that everybody out there knows something about Purple Rain. And if you do the research on Purple Rain, it really has a significant meaning to it. And if you don't know what it is, at some point in time, you can get in contact with me, and I'll make sure that I'll tell you about it. Again, you have been listening to the Smoking Glass Hour with Baron Glass on WMAD 24-hour global radio. Stay tuned because you will be able to find out the next broadcasting live on local politics. Also, I need to tell you before we get out of here is that you can text 81010 and put in the subject line at WMAD. That will send me a message, and I will be able to send your cell phone a message and notify you when we are going live and having a live broadcast instantly by the click of my cell phone. So if you don't mind, again, you can text to 81010 and put at the at sign WMAD, the sign, the symbol at WMAD, and that will send me an alert. And I want to thank those who've already done it. I'm glad that you guys are participating. Feel free to offer suggestions of any kind. If you need advertising done for your campaign, make sure you get in contact with the Smoking Glass Hour or those who are affiliated with the Smoking Glass Hour, because we'd like to give you a great package and let your message be heard, not just locally, not just statewide, not just in the country, but abroad. Again, you listen to the Smoking Glass Hour with Baron Glass. We're going to play some Purple Rain, and we're going to get out of here. Good night.
I never meant to cause you any sorrow. I never meant to cause you any pain. I'm the one who wants to have you laughing. I only want to see you laughing in the purple rain. Purple rain, purple rain. Purple
All I wanna be some kind of friend. Hey. Baby, I can never steal you from another. It's such a shame our friendship had to end. Purple rain, purple rain. Purple rain, purple rain. Purple rain, purple rain. Only want to see you underneath the purple. Honey, I know, times are changing. It's time we all reach out for something new. That means you too. You say you want a leader, but you can't seem to make up your mind. I think you better close it and let me guide you to the purple rain. Purple rain, purple rain. Purple rain, purple rain. You know what I'm saying about up here? Come on, raise your hand. Purple rain, purple rain.
Thanks for listening to today's broadcast on the Smoking Glass Hour with Baron Glass. Want to say thanks to everybody, and hopefully everybody have a good night. We're going to change it out with A Change Is Going to Come by Sam Cooke.
Somebody say yeah. Say it again, say yeah. Somebody say yeah for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. You look good out there, baby. I was born by the river in a little tent. Oh, just like the river I've been running ever since. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gonna come. Oh, yes it will. Look here. It's been too hard living, and I'm afraid to die. Look here. 'Cause I don't know what's up there beyond the sky. It's been a long, I wish I could come out there where you are, baby. A long time coming, but I know, look at here, a change gonna come. Oh, yes it will. Look at here. Let me say one more thing. I go to the movie and I go downtown. But all I can hear is somebody keep telling me, oh boy, don't hang around. It's been a long. If anybody know what I'm talking about, let me see you wave your hand. I know a change gonna come. Oh, yes it will. But I've got to take my time and say this, look. Then I go to my brother. Yes, sir. And I tell him, I said, brother, help me please. But he winds up knocking me. He knocks me back down on my. There's been times that I thought somebody say yeah. I couldn't last long. I know I'm able to carry on. It's been a long, good God Almighty, a long time coming, but I know a change gonna come. Oh, yes it will. Look at here, one more time, look. Then I go to my brother. Somebody take your hand back and forth like this. Everybody. You sitting in the first balcony too. Help me, please. All over the auditorium tonight. All over the. Hallelujah. But he winds up knocking me back down on my knees. That's the times what I thought I couldn't last for long. No, I know, baby, Somebody say, oh yeah.